Hey everyone! Welcome back to Movies Clipvue, where we dive deep into the stories behind your favorite movies. Today, we're talking about The Shift is a 2023 American Christian science fiction, thriller, and suspense movie written and directed by Brock Heasley. The story begins with a man named Kevin swimming in the water. He looks around and says, "No, this is not my world. My world is somewhere else. I know I will reach it." Then Kevin disappears. The scene shifts, and we see Kevin in his normal world. He is upset and sitting in a bar because he lost all his money in the stock market. A girl named Molly comes and sits next to him. She asks, "What happened? You look sad." Kevin replies, "Yes, I am very upset, so please go away." Molly insists, "No, I will sit here because I like sad people. Also, I didn't come here for you. I bet my friend I could cheer you up." Even though Kevin doesn't want her to stay, he lets her. He starts to enjoy Molly's company, and they become good friends. After a while, they get married. Time passes, and they are happy together, but their happiness doesn't last. One day, on his way home from work, Kevin has a serious accident with a truck. When he wakes up, he finds himself on an empty road, safe, but with no one around except an old man. Kevin asks the old man, "I had an accident. Where's my car? My phone? I need to call my wife." The old man replies, "You can't do that, Kevin, because you were in another world. I took you from the accident and brought you here." The old man introduces himself as a benefactor and says his job is to move people from one world to another. He invites Kevin to a restaurant. Kevin, confused and frustrated, says, "Stop kidding me. I want to go back to my world. Why did you bring me here?" The benefactor explains, "I brought you here to become a shifter like me. Your job will be to bring sad and angry people from the real world to this one." Kevin doesn't believe him and demands proof. The benefactor pressed some buttons on his watch, and the waitress sitting nearby disappeared. Seeing this, Kevin is scared and realizes the truth. He said, "I don't want to be a shifter. Please send me back to my wife." But the benefactor replied, "No, you must stay here until you become a shifter." Kevin refused, saying, "I won't bring anyone from the real world here." Kevin prayed to God to take him out of this place. Seeing him pray, the benefactor got angry and left. Afterward, Kevin went out to explore this world. The people were angry and in a strange frenzy, and no one spoke to each other. There were fights, almost no families, and very little to eat. People would kill each other out of hunger. As time passed, Kevin spent 5 years living in this place. The news often mentioned that the benefactor had offered Kevin the chance to become a shifter, but he had refused. Kevin continued to search for a shifter who could take him back to his wife, but he had not succeeded. During his time here, he made a friend named Gabriel. For Gabriel, Kevin wrote a Bible, which was forbidden. Kevin then found someone with technology who could show people the real world. Kevin wanted to see his wife, and, after much effort, he did. He asked this person, "I want to go back to my wife. Tell me where she is." But the man replied, "I can't do that. I can only show you your wife." Kevin went outside and saw many people protesting. He and Gabriel joined the crowd. The police were there, and suddenly, one of the protesters ran away and disappeared. The police started shooting at the crowd. Kevin and Gabriel hid in a building. Kevin said to Gabriel, "That man escaped because he was a shifter. I just need a shifter." Gabriel angrily replied, "Give up your efforts. You won't find a shifter, and you won't get out of here." Kevin then went to a shopping mall, where he saw a boy. This 7-year-old child disappeared in front of Kevin and reappeared the next moment. Seeing this, Kevin remembered his son, who had also disappeared in a mall. This memory made Kevin even sadder. In the mall, Kevin met a man named Nadir. Nadir called Kevin by his real name and said, "I know you're hungry. If you want, you can come to my house and eat." Nadir had a family here, a wife and 2 daughters. Kevin went to Nadir's house. Nadir knew that Kevin still remembered the Bible and many things from the other world that people here had forgotten. He wanted Kevin to teach his daughters everything he knew. In return, he would let Kevin stay in his house and give him food. Before Kevin could get excited, alarms started ringing. They quickly turned on the news and discovered that the benefactor, who had been missing for many years, was returning tomorrow. Knowing this, Kevin's hope to return to his world was reignited. Kevin quickly went to the man who had the technology to locate people in the real world. He asked for Molly's location, but the man said he couldn't find it without a special shifter bracelet. Only the benefactor had this bracelet, so if Kevin wanted it, he would have to kill the benefactor. He got a gun from Gabriel, even though he knew it was illegal to have one in this world. The next morning, the benefactor arrived in this world. There was tight police security because people saw the benefactor as their god. Kevin, who did not share their feelings, managed to reach the Benefactor's restaurant while avoiding the police. Before Kevin could shoot him, the Benefactor saw the gun and disappeared. The police realized Kevin was trying to attack the Benefactor and started shooting at him. Kevin hid and began to understand that he might never see his wife again. As he thought this, the Benefactor appeared and said, "Years ago, I offered you the chance to become a shifter. You didn't listen, and now you regret it. If you had listened, you would either be home or their savior." Kevin replied, "I don't want to be anyone's savior. I just want to go home to my wife, Molly." The Benefactor asked where Kevin got the gun from and if Gabriel gave it to him. He then teleported Gabriel there using his shifter machine. After scolding Gabriel, the Benefactor told Kevin, "Did you think I didn't know what was going on? I even know what you write on the Bible pages." With that, he disappeared. As he left, the police started shooting again. A bullet hit Gabriel, killing him, while Kevin hid behind a sofa and escaped. While escaping, Kevin saw Gabriel's hand with the shifter bracelet, realizing his friend had kept it a secret that he was a shifter. Using the bracelet, Kevin could find Molly's location and go to her. Kevin put Gabriel's device in his hand, entered some codes, and teleported to another world. But it wasn't his world, as he quickly recognized. He enters some codes again and teleports to another world. This time, he falls into the water, just like at the beginning of the movie. He knows this isn't his world, but he hopes to find his wife and get back home. He enters some codes again and teleports to another world. This world feels like a mental hospital, and there's a doctor named Gabriel. He finds many versions of Gabriel who are all after him. He goes to the other side and finds a girl crying. He thinks he has seen her before. She cries, "My life has become insane because of you. Remember, you asked the Benefactor to make me disappear. He teleported me, and now I'm stuck here." Kevin feels bad and apologizes to Tina, but while he's talking, the versions of Gabriel show up and start shooting at him. Before Kevin dies, he enters some codes on his device and teleports to another world. He sees his second variant, who looks just like him. The variant asks, "Who are you and how did you get here?" Kevin doesn't understand and apologizes, but the variant sees the device in Kevin's hand. He demands, "Where did you get this device? Give it to me, and I'll give you what you want in return." Kevin refuses because he needs to find his wife. Before the variant shoots him, Kevin enters some codes on the device and teleports to the world where the Benefactor is. He lands at Nadir's house and sees Nadir injured by police bullets. The police thought Nadir was hiding Kevin. Nadir leaves, hoping to escape one day. Kevin goes to the man with monitors that can locate his wife. While the man searches for Molly's location, the police arrive. Just before they arrest him, Kevin's companion tells him the code for Molly's location. Kevin enters the code and returns to his real world before the police catch him. Molly, who is at the mall, is surprised to see Kevin after so many years. She is angry and says, "You remember, you left me alone." Kevin responds, "I never left you alone," showing her his wedding ring. He says, "The years I was away, I was missing you and trying to come back. Believe me, Molly." Molly tells him to go back because she is married now. Kevin is heartbroken and pleads, "Please don't do this, I will die without you." Molly says, "If you want to be with me, find our lost child and bring him to me. Then I'll leave everything, and we can start our lives again." Molly leaves, and Kevin is devastated. Meanwhile, the Benefactor teleports Kevin back to his world. The Benefactor, angry, says to Kevin, "Do you think you can leave this world easily and I won't do anything? Now you will be punished for what you have done to me." Kevin stays silent, acting as if he doesn't care. The Benefactor then says Kevin has two options. One is to return to his old life with his wife, and the other is to send the girl, who was sent to a mental asylum because of him, back to her life. The Benefactor is testing Kevin because everyone in Kevin's world has become selfish. The Benefactor expects Kevin to choose to return to his old life, but surprisingly, Kevin chooses the other option and decides to send the girl back to her previous life. Listening to Kevin, the Benefactor sends Tina back to her family. She is happy to go home, but the Benefactor becomes furious because Kevin did the opposite of what he expected. In his rage, he shoots Kevin. Kevin opens his eyes to a new world, standing near a bar. He goes inside and sees Molly, his wife, sitting there. He thinks this is his chance and asks her, "You look upset. What happened?" Molly says, "It was an 18-hour shift, and I have to go home. I'm tired." While they talk, Molly gets a call from her daughter, and Kevin finds out that Molly is married in this world. After the call, he asks if she is married, and she says, "Yes, but I don't live with my husband." Kevin is happy to hear this and becomes her friend. He then invites her for tea. Eventually, they get married, and Kevin and Molly start living a happy life together again. At the end of the story, Kevin says, "I know this isn't my world, but I will adjust because I have Molly, my wife, with me." The movie concludes with this.